So we've just got to be able to finish for 40 minutes.
Was this, in terms of the trajectory of the team, did this feel like this is sort of a fresh start? What does this game sort of mean to you?
Well, the whole talk since Monday, since we got back after break, Jeff, is valuing every possession. It's not about, we can't look forward to Charlotte. This is before the Robert Morris game. We never talked about, we can't talk about Tennessee, we can't talk about the league or what our record. We can only focus on one possession, valuing every possession. And the most important possession is the first one, when the ball's tipped. And I told our guys, we don't need, guys, you guys practice well, you practice hard, you compete at 1:30 now. I need you to do the same thing at 6 o'clock, okay? Carryover. So valuing every possession, sense of urgency. And then the second possession becomes the most important, then the third. So what do we take from it is that this is how we've got to have that intensity level at all times. And now we'll just focus on the first possession going against Charlotte. And that's all I think that we've learned through the first 11 games before today is that we said we can't look anything ahead, can't start talking about win every 4 minutes. We can't talk about we got to get off to a good start. We got to get off to the good start by the first possession, and then then the next possession, and just take it one possession at a time.
Tari said this was kind of a foundation game for him individually. Did you get that sense watching him? He has a career high 7 blocks. Like this game kind of helps him rediscover himself.
I mean, Tark I thought played really well. I thought we did some things to get him the ball down low. I also felt he could have actually scored more. You know, he missed a dunk. He had a couple that went in that he didn't catch. So I thought he played well, and he should get good confidence from this. But also, you know, there's also room for him to continue to get better.
Belton Jones had 16 straight games double-figure scoring. You hold him to 7. Williams is their second leading scorer. You hold him to 4. Was that the key? If you slow down that backcourt, you should win the game.
I felt, you know, if we shut down their backcourt, that would help. I mean, again, because they do have a good backcourt. I mean, they're picked to win their league. They went to the championship game of their tourney last year. And, you know, I was talking to Andy Katz today, and he had mentioned, and he says that Robert Morris is definitely better than Wagner. He said it ended up being, you know, winning 24, 25 games by the end of the year. So he felt that, you know, this is before the game. He said this is going to be a tough game. So I felt defensively. I felt Joe. I know Joe didn't score, and maybe a couple turns. I felt defensively Joe was really good. I thought Joe really scrapped and battled and did some good. His speed affected him too, his quickness. So I was proud of Joe there too.
Will Barton's shooting. Last year he wasn't a particularly efficient shooter. This year he's become deadly. Is it a testament to hard work? What is it?
He's our hardest worker. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm proud of him. You know what he is, Jeff? It's not that his whole game is efficient. He's efficient all over the place. I mean, the guy's playing like an All-American. Now, again, that's through 12 games. It's got to be every game. But he did not play well against Georgetown at all. But even in a bad game, he still had a double-double. So he's playing at an awfully high level, a very, very high level. And you could just see his improvement, his maturity level is different. Even, you know, last year when you subbed him out of the game, you know, it was one of those things where he'd be upset. This year he comes out, he's the biggest cheerleader for his teammates. You know, he's told people, he said, I mean, he's told people, hey, you know, last year Coach and I, you know, I always felt Coach was getting on me and I just was always taking it personal. He was always on me and I always took it personal. And I was, you know, fighting him. I mean, obviously not fighting him really, but as in terms of fighting him, fighting the system in a sense. And he talked about this year, his mentality says, you know what, I recognize Coach wants the best for me, and so I just got to have 2 feet in, understand, and what the difference is his practice habits, it's night and day. The way he practices, I can scream in his face, get on him, jump up and down on him in practice, and he says, got you, Coach, you're right. And so that's the difference. It's a maturity level, and his carryover. So he's fully understanding it, and that's one of the reasons why he's at a level that he's playing at. His work ethic, his practice habits, his maturity level mentally, and you know, he's playing at a very, very high level. There's no question about that. And the guy's a $185 for crying out loud.
As for the guys on the court, would you consider this Will's team?
No, because we don't have one guy's team. This is Memphis's team. It's the name on the front of the jersey's team. That will never change. Will, I think, has assumed a leadership responsibility. Now, he's not the go-to guy on the team because for Will Barton, he's got to continue to lead himself. That's first and foremost. You can't start leading 10 other guys until he's still just got to focus on doing his part himself, which can then drag other guys with him to continue to do better. But this is still the name on the front of the Jerseys team. Nothing changes on that. We still, as a collective unit, got to continue to be one. But Will has in practice and different things. If guys aren't doing what they need to do, a lot of times I'm telling Will, this is on you. You don't have the same energy. This is the reason we're not as sharp today. Is that's on you. And to Will's credit, because you're right, Coach. I got you. So, I'm proud of him.